Hey, this is Coach Steve Moore. I'm looking forward to introducing you to my 2021 men's soccer team. First up is Owen Parker. He's a freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio. Real excited about his potential as he adjusts to the college level speed of play. Second up is Alex Vischer. Alex joined us last spring, was able to have the benefit of training with us all spring long, and has stepped in and has been real solid for us. Came to us from Muskegon Community College, so already has a couple years of experience under his belt. Next is Peter Lamprow, who's a freshman from Greece, also at the goalkeeper spot. Very excited about his experience that he brings to the squad. Just a lot of maturity, having played already men's league for a number of years over there in Greece. Next is Cole Fosbrink. This will be Cole's third year with us. We've seen good development from him. Primarily a left-sided player for us. Good pace, pretty technical player. Really excited to see what he has for us this year. Next is Tong Tong, or TT as we call him. TT's a freshman from Indianapolis, played over at Perry Meridian, who we've had a couple players from before, playing center back. Really looking forward to seeing how he develops over the next couple of years. He's one that's come in very ready to play, fit, physical. A lot of times we see freshmen that takes a little bit of transition time, and he's one that is physically ready to go. And I think that there's really good things in store for him. Next is Cal Coleman, who came in last year for us, so in his second year with us, jumped right into a starting center back slot for us last year, and is kind of leading that back line for us this year. Just a very polished player that's a solid leader for us. Next up is Santiago Barragan, Chago as we say. He's in his fifth year after having been injured this last year. A lot of experience, good seniority, good leadership from him. Really hopeful that he's able to get back to form after having been injured last year, but if he does, good things will come. Next is João Vitor de Lima from Curitiba, Brazil. He's in his fourth year for us. Again, he's been one that's kind of been in and out with some injuries here and there, but excited for him to get back training and hopefully have a really solid year for us this last year. Next is Nick Budd, who's in his second year with us. Nick's taken some steps forward this year. He's had some of those freshman adjustment periods to college ball with physicality and whatnot, and he has taken some steps forward for us. Saw some time for us in our first couple scrimmages, and so excited to see continued growth from him. Next up is Manny Cabrera. Manny's in his second year with us out of Napa Valley College out in California. He joined us last spring as well, and so was able to get a chunk of our games last year in. Plays out on the wing for us, pretty shifty player. Excited he manages to get himself in good spots, and so excited to see what he's able to bring for us offensively. Brian Alvarez is he's probably our biggest utility guy for us. We've played him in his 2 years that he's been here already. This will be his last year. Almost everywhere. We played him as a winger, played him as a forward, played him as an outside back, a little bit of center mid. Just kind of your prototypical, hey, do whatever we ask of him kind of player. He's done the work in the summer, is fit, is motivated, being that it's last year, but just a good team presence. Next up is Santi Elavarasu from Dubai. Santi's another shifty, wide player that played for us last year, will be in this year a little bit later, but just a player that can be very dangerous getting forward. Next up is Eli Abu from Dayton, Ohio. Comes to us as a freshman. He's another guy kind of similar to Santi in that he's very shifty, quick, has some pace, but also has some kind of adjusting to the college physicality to do in order to be effective. He's not our biggest guy, and so making that adjustment is going to be awfully important for him. Nolan Everts is in his third year for us. He's an outside back primarily. Maybe you might see him play as a wide midfielder as well. But Nolan has definitely seen him grow and develop over the first 2 years, going into this year now. And Nolan is, as much as anything, he's a scrapper. We know that when we put him out there, there's going to be plenty of fight that he gives, plenty of. He's not going to give up, not going to take plays off, and so that's the kind of mentality that we want. Next up is Alex Knight. Alex is from Gosport, England, but spent the last couple of years up in Wisconsin. Comes to us as a central midfielder. Has a good frame. Is technical on the ball. Again, similar to some of the other freshmen, just adjusting to the speed of play, physicality of the game at this level, but he's someone that has a bright future as well. Gabe Wells is our next guy from Indianapolis, played over at Warren Central High School. Gabe is also, he's similar to Nolan in that he is a scrapper. He's played wide positions between high school. We'd be comfortable putting him in both places. He's a guy that's going to get up and down, that's going to run till he drops, and that's we've really liked what we've seen from him so far. Next is Fitz Jolly, in his third year with us, but missed him last year due to national team commitments with Dominica. Spent the fall and the spring last year training with the Dominican national team, which was good experience. Probably, honestly, one of our best players that we have, someone that's really going to hold the central midfield together for us. So excited to have him back this year and see what he has in store for us. Next up is Divine Ubani from Columbus, Ohio, originally from France, so comes in with good knowledge of the game. Again, kind of a recurring theme, but being a freshman, things are moving pretty quickly for him, but has a good frame, can be physical, just needing him to adjust and grow, and he's got a couple guys in front of him that are definitely guys that he can lean on and learn from this first year, but this is he's definitely got potential going forward as well. Next up is Tristan Thomas. Tristan is wide player, center forward. Going to kind of see a little bit of both this year. He is a pacey kid. He's a workhorse. He's been a sponge so far in terms of listening to coaching and instruction, and he's a kid that's just going to get better from here with experience, with time being able to train with us. Next up is Dalen Troutman. Dalen's one of two guys that were with us from the very beginning in his fifth year this year, and he looks and plays like it. Just a mature kid, both physically and in terms of knowing what we want to do. He's finally back, finally healthy, and we've really liked what we've seen from him so far. So he's going to potentially play a couple different places, but either way he'll be someone that we lean on this year. Next up is Gavin Miller. Gavin is also in his third year for us. Played quite a bit last year. Played a bit as a freshman as well. Kind of had some of the same issues that some of these freshmen this year have, and has grown from it. He's going to be a guy that plays a big role for us in the central midfield. Gavin's probably one of our most intuitive central midfielders in terms of thinking about positioning, about where people need to be, and so will also play a key role in making sure that our central midfield is organized and doing what we want to do, both offensively and defensively. Next up is Alex Izaga. Alex is also one of our best returning players, dealing with some injury stuff right now, so not sure when we'll get him back, but definitely one of definitely a guy that knows the game, whether he's playing or not. Definitely someone that we can lean on, particularly our center backs, our young center backs can lean on in terms of getting good information, growing as players. But yeah, definitely hopeful that we get him back before too long to get him on the field. Michael Hall is our other guy, in addition to Dalen, that's been around since the first year. He's a player that can be very dangerous. He's been in and out health-wise, and so really hopeful that we get a full year of healthy Michael this year. If so, there's gonna be times where he is very dangerous and is very beneficial for us offensively. Lastly, player-wise, Junior Yaplo. Junior's in his 4th year with us. Has kind of been one of those first couple guys coming off the bench the past couple years, and so hasn't played a ton. But this is, from what we've seen so far, easily the best junior that we've had. He's come in fit. He knew that there was going to be a bigger role for him this year, and he's come in ready to take it. And so excited to see what we're able to see from him. Really excited about the future and what this year is going to be. Definitely going to probably be some ups and downs, but excited for the ride. So looking forward to it.